it's Jeannie, Blaha, your angel cowgirl out of Colorado. This question I love because people ask, how do you do that? How do you talk to animals and they talk with you and you know what they're thinking or they're actually communicating with you? How does that work? Okay, so the easiest thing that I can simplify, I'm bringing it down to brass tacks here, is how do you communicate with anyone? How do you communicate with those at your work? How do you communicate with your family? How do you communicate with your children? Guess what you do? You're either asking questions, if you are seeking information, right? Some answers or solutions, or you are making statements and declarations. But in every instance, what do? We're having that intention of communicating, right? And what do? We listen. So when you are talking with those that you do not believe that you can communicate with, for example, pets, farm animals, everything from babies, because people even say that, I wish I could know what my baby was doing right now or thinking or feeling. You can. You absolutely can. Ask the question, what are you feeling right now? Or I sense that you're sad, or I sense that you're angry, or I'm getting that you're not really fine with this. And then you listen and you hear. And your mind might do a little trip on you that says, no, I'm imagining that this being could not be saying that to me. Maybe I'm making it up. Maybe I just want to hear that. Maybe I just want to know that my child, my pet, my baby, my horse is saying this to me. But here's the thing. Do you ever make your friends or your family say things a certain way to you? No. They're just telling you, right? They're just communicating with you and you're receiving the information. Then how you react is on you, correct? So when we ask a being, an animal, a baby, and you can go, as you know from all my videos, you can go straight to the essential self. So any filters in the way, say a filter like of illness, where maybe there's coma in the picture where the person cannot communicate with you verbally, but we are completely and always communicating. We're always radiating energy, and energy is our form of communication. So we might have false words coming out of our mouth, and yet the truth of what we are feeling and what we're thinking is always coming through our energy field. So if you're saying, I want to know what my boss is really thinking about this, go from your current reality, jump to that desired reality, set that intention of communicating with your boss openly. Now you have to be receptive and say, hey boss, what are you thinking when you're doing this or you're saying that? Stay in the quantum, check in. Your essential self is connecting with his or her essential self. The information is going to ripple through you. You will get a sense of like, whoa, he's really pissed off about what I said last week, or whatever the case may be, or she feels like I'm usurping her authority. Whoa, wow, I can see that. So what do we do in these understandings? Don't you always see that when you start to communicate with people, all of a sudden the illusions drop away, those kinks that can get into play, understanding starts to soar in, and no matter what may have been said or done, you usually can get to, oh man, I get it. I totally get why he or she is acting like that. But you gotta ask, right? Just the same that that comes into play with animals and babies and etc. So jump to that desired reality, check in, whether it's for your pet, a baby, somebody that you feel like can't verbally tell you something, and ask the essential self coming from you, because you're going in here with your essential self as well. And those communication lines can just together. When you receive that information, jump it back to your current reality, because that's only going to make way for peace. Everything we do in the quantum lands here as well. It's just how much do we want to absorb and integrate it, etc. But it doesn't matter. Whatever you're jumping to in the quantum and bringing it back here, it's landing. So sometimes the question is, well, what about people that might have intentions that are really dark? Guess what? Quantum is light. So you can't really, it's not a place where you're going to be effective in jumping and getting to dark means or dark intentions and such. You're going to run into light and say, wow, I want to handle that differently. I actually don't want to handle it in that dark way. I don't want to see that person suffer. I don't really feel like I have to have a vengeful thing happening or get my revenge or so-called bad karma. You know, it doesn't, quantum isn't going to assist that way. So when you're jumping that information back, you're going to find this instant feeling, this instant knowing, oh my gosh, the communication lines opened up. Something just, there's a shift. I feel differently. Yeah, because guess what? With that essential self, which some people call the higher self, but essential self is your energy prior to any form, any existence. So it exists in its allness, in its infinite nature. There are no lack or limitation or resistant pieces to your essential self whatsoever. So if you're really seeking answers and solutions and coming to a good end, coming to an impactful end, coming to a clear end, coming to things really getting into an ease and peace way, jump and come back here, assess. I think I'm going to handle that a little differently from now on. I get it. I get what is happening here. And that's what it's all for, right? I mean, the more that we can understand each other, the less hatred, the less violence, the less dark stuff that's going to happen on the planet. We're all responsible for that. We are. So thank you so much for checking in. Let me know if you have any questions, and please feel free to share this video if it feels like it's meant for somebody that you know. All right, take care.